Buckle up, buttercups. Today we're gonna be comparing a $250 synthetic wig right here to an $1,800 human hair wig here, and comparing them, seeing the differences between them. Do they have any similarities? And answering the question I get all the time, why are there so many different prices of wigs out there, and which one is going to be right for me? So grab yourself a little snacky poo, sit down, get cozy, get a little blanket, and let's dive into this video together. If you're new here, before we get started, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any videos, and give this video a little thumbs up because it would help me so much and I would so appreciate it. Okay, so let's dive in first into why is there so many different prices of wigs out there. You can get a wig from Amazon for like 25 bucks. You can get one from Party City for 20, but then you can search for human hair wigs and find ones that are thousands upon thousands of dollars. Did anyone see the viral TikTok wigs that are like $10,000? Right? So there's like a wide variety of types of wigs that you can buy. And I always compare this back to if you're shopping for shoes, right? You can get a pair of shoes from Walmart for, I don't know, 40 bucks. Or you could go shopping and order a pair of Louboutins for, I don't know, how much are Louboutins? I'm not in that tax bracket. I don't know. Oh, okay. $900 shoes. You can get a pair of $900 shoes that are Christian Louboutin, or you could go to Walmart and get like a $40 pair of tennis shoes, right? There's gonna be a big, vast variety. And so there's kind of some pluses and some minuses of each side of the spectrum. And so today we're gonna kind of dive in and unpack each of that. Now, remember, there's not gonna be one dream wig that's gonna work perfectly for every single person. And so what I can do is kind of educate you, help you unpack the language a little bit, and kind of figure out what wig might work best for you. Okay, so first, let's compare these wigs just by looking at them. So we're gonna have our synthetic wig over here, and we're gonna have our human hair wig over here. Now, just right off the bat, some things I'm noticing is the shine right off the bat. This wig, although not a bad synthetic, it's a very nice synthetic, mind you. You can get much cheaper, like crummy looking synthetics than this. This wig is going to be much shinier than this wig right here. So this one looks very, very healthy. The hair is long, luxurious. It's got a nice shine to it, but it's not going to be as uniformly shiny and perfect looking as our synthetic wig right here. Now, looking at the feel of the hair. So this one is going to be very silky, but if I run my fingers through it, I can feel that there's some knots or some tangles, or there's potentially even some parts that are a little like frizzy or frayed a little bit just from wear. I've had that wig for a bit. Now this one, whenever I feel it, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so soft. It's so stinking healthy. The hair feels great. I can run my fingers freely through it and I don't get any snags. I don't get any hangups, and it looks insanely realistic. Now, the next thing you can look at when you're comparing a really inexpensive wig to a really expensive wig is going to be the cap, or like what the hair is sewn into. And whenever we talk about a comfortable wig, it usually means that the cap has some more features in it to make it comfortable for you to wear every single day. We're gonna turn these wigs inside out and we're gonna compare their cap constructions, because when you're talking about a cheaper wig versus a more expensive wig, a lot of times the cap and the hair quality is what's gonna be driving that cost. So when I look at my inexpensive wig right here, I can see that I have open wefting all throughout the sides, and then I have this tiny little portion right there, which is going to be hand tied or allow me to repart this section. I can't repart over here and I can't repart over here, meaning I am stuck with the middle part on this wig. I can't do anything else with it. When I look at the back right here, I do have little adjusters, but they are Velcro. Ah! This is also a good thing to note. Let's talk about that right now. This wig is what's called an open wefted wig, and that means exactly what you're seeing right now. If you're not careful enough, your hands can pierce through it and invert these hairs. Now, I'm going to so carefully pull my fingers back through there and tuck those hairs back in, but just know that if you're getting a little bit cheaper of a wig, it potentially will have open wefting like this, and those hairs can invert on you a little bit easier. So let's take it back to these little straps on the side. So these are meant to help you adjust the size of the wig, meaning that this wig is a one size fits all, that you'll order it and you have to use these tabs in the back to either cinch it together or loosen it a little bit. So if you have a very small cap size, you're gonna probably have a lot of bulk back here whenever we cinch this wig tighter, because it wasn't sized for your head, or it wasn't sewn with different sizes. The other thing I wanna note, just from my own lived experience wearing synthetic wigs like this, these Velcro tabs over time stop sticking to this section right here. So that's something to note. When I wore synthetics, I actually used a little safety pin and just safety pinned it right there because I felt like this design was not great. And I did not like how that Velcro would not stick over time. It would get less sticky.
Smart.
So looking at the cap of this one as well, I know right here I have a little ear tab, which is great. It has a piece of wire in it that is gonna help it stay really flush to my head, meaning I'm not gonna have to glue this wig down, which is definitely a positive. That makes it really easy to just throw on and go. And then when I look at the front, I can see it does not have a lace front, but it's got what's called a monofilament front. And so it's going to be a cheaper lace. It's gonna be more durable. It's gonna be a little thicker. It's still going to give me a realistic-ish looking hairline. You can kind of see it right there, but it's not gonna be the most realistic. If people are close to me, they're gonna be able to see that lace. No matter how much I clean it or put powder or makeup on it, they're gonna be able to see it. Okay, next, let's compare to our expensive wig or human hair wig. Now, this cap, right off the bat, we can tell it's completely lined. So it doesn't have any sort of open wefting. It doesn't even have wefting. It's actually a 100% hand-tied wig, meaning all these hairs that are tied into this cap were done by hand, making this wig ultra realistic. It's gonna mean that all these hairs move very, very realistically. I can put them up in a ponytail, I can put it in an updo, half up, whatever I wanna do, because this cap is going to act like it's my own natural hair, and these hairs can move in any direction, which is quite a luxury. That is incredible for a wig. But this cap is going to have a nice breathable lining throughout it. So we see this lining right here and all this stitching. It's going to make this a really, really breathable wig. It's gonna make it to where it's not hot, it's not stuffy, it's gonna have really good air movement because it has this lining, and then it's also gonna be really comfortable because of that as well. What I notice, I still have my ear tabs right here, but they're a little bit different than my synthetic wigs ear tabs. Let's look at that one real quick. So I still have my ear tabs on this wig, but they're a little different than the ear tab right there. This one is going to have lower profile ear tabs. That's why it looks this way. And it's going to have the lace that extends all the way down past the ear tab. This lace right here is what gives me a super realistic hairline. And it's really nice, especially if you're wanting to do an ear tuck or an off the face look. It's nice because that lace is going to extend down to about right there, as opposed to this synthetic wig where my lace is only going to hit around my eyebrow area. So keep that in mind whenever you're shopping for a wig.
I'll keep that in mind.
All right, next, the other thing I notice is the top of this. This is a lace material, and so it's very, very bendy. It's very flexible. It is really, really thin. It looks like it is HD lace, which means it's going to be a very, very realistic blend between the wig's hairline and where the lace starts. It's going to be a very, very seamless blend right there, as opposed to my synthetic wig, to where it's just going to be a little bit thicker of a material. It's still going to look good, like don't worry about that, but yet it's gonna be a little bit thicker. It's gonna be a little scratchier. It's not going to be as comfortable as this material, which is all lace, and then it's even got this double lining on it. So it's got an extra layer over that, so I don't feel any of those hand-tied knotted portions at all, which is really, really nice. So remember, on the back of this wig, we had these little like adjustable tabs right there, which are really, really nice. It helps you size the wig. This wig, looking at it, it has an S on it, meaning this is a size small wig. So when I ordered this wig, I measured my head circumference, I measured my ear to ear, and then my hairline to my nape of my neck. And I gave the company my measurements, and they said, okay, great, you're a size small. So this means this is not a one size fits all wig, just like this one was a one size fits all wig. So when you pay a little bit more, you get a wig that is going to be sized to your head. It's going to be a cap that perfectly fits. And I do have my adjusters in the back if I needed them, but most of the time I don't need to be adjusting my wigs because I've measured ahead of time. I have a very standard head size. It's like 21.5 centimeters around, and I'm able to wear my wigs just as is. Okay, the next thing I want to note about this wig is because it's hand tied. Remember I said that we could put it up in a ponytail if we wanted to, which is so, so, so nice. And this wig, which a little bit different than this one, has a different bottom on it right here. So you see this material right there, that is also lace. And it has this lace bottom on it that's hand tied, and it allows you to very realistically put this wig up in a ponytail. And even if people are looking at your hair from behind, it still looks like a hairline, which is really, really incredible. It's really great that they make wigs like that, especially for people like me who buzz their hair or who have total alopecia and cannot blend their own hair in. Having that lace line back there to where you can put it up in a ponytail is incredible. As opposed to this wig right here, if I were to put that up in a ponytail, it would be so stinking obvious because this is not a hairline. As you can see, that's what it would look like, and these would all be like inverted like that, and it would just look really, really, really funky. Because again, this wig, it's all sewn in one direction, and so that's gonna keep those hairs from going in any other direction. It's all sewn in that downward motion. Okay, so next let's kind of talk about your flexibilities with wigs. So if you buy a synthetic wig, you can buy two types. You can buy a heat-friendly synthetic wig, but then you can also buy a non-heat-friendly synthetic wig. Now, what I always tell women is that just because a wig is heat friendly and a salon or website may say, oh, you can restyle this wig, you can make it curly if you want. Please know it takes a ton of skill to be able to restyle a synthetic wig. It's not as easy as it is to style your own natural hair. I've been wearing wigs for 5 years, and even I struggle with styling synthetic wigs. I'm not good at it at all. Usually the style it comes in is the style I'm gonna keep it in, because I struggle. I struggle to be able to get the fibers to hold in any other shape other than the one it comes in. So just kind of keep that in mind whenever you're getting a synthetic wig. It's not always as easy as it may sound to restyle it, even if it is a heat-friendly style. The reasoning for that is synthetic fibers, not only do they have to heat up, but then they have to cool down in the exact shape you want to leave them in. And so it just takes a different specialized skill set. It potentially takes different tools, and it's just a little bit harder than it would be to style a natural wig or a human hair wig.
That's true.
So now let's talk the flexibility with a human hair wig. So with a synthetic, you're pretty limited to the style, the design, the color that it comes in. You can't recolor it. You can restyle it, but there's a lot that goes into that. It's not easy to do. But with a human hair wig, you have a ton of styling options. You have a ton of versatility, flexibility when it comes to a human hair wig. So this wig right here is from a brand called Diaco Hair, and it's 100% hand tied, meaning these hairs, they will move in any direction that I want them to, meaning I can have a ton of versatility when it comes to how I want to style this wig. If I want to put it up in a ponytail, ta-da, I can, and it's gonna look realistic. And remember when I talked about how it had that lace piece in the back, so that way it looks realistic even from the back? Same thing. So this wig is really built for a ton of different versatility. So it allows you to do a lot of different styles, a lot of different looks. You can wear it up, you can wear it down, you can wear it half up. It's gonna have a lot of options and a lot of flexibility when it comes to styling. I can also repart this wig in any direction. So our cheaper wig right here, it has a little bitty parting area, as opposed to this wig, it has a full hand-tied top, so I can repart it anywhere from here to here. So if a middle part is not your jam, you can put it into a side part. If you have a side part one day, you can go back to a middle part the next day. You can really do anything you want with it, which gives you just a lot of flexibility, like I said. Now, when it comes to like styling, of course, this is a human hair wig, so you can put heat on it. I could curl it, I could straighten it, I could treat it like it was my own natural hair. Now, a downside for some people is your synthetic wigs or our cheaper wig today, it's gonna hold its same style no matter what. So whether you get it wet, it will always be like this style. My human hair wigs though, if they get wet, the style obviously is gonna fall, it's gonna drop, and then I'll have to restyle it again. The other pro or the other difference I can see for human hair wigs versus synthetics is my human hair wig, I can recolor it. And so if I get this blonde wig like this and I'm like, oh, I'm just not really nuts about the blonde after wearing it for several months, I could get it color changed. So I could get this wig changed. So I could get the color darkened if I really wanted to. I could take it to a salon professional and they could recolor this wig if I wanted to. For my synthetic wigs, obviously it's synthetic fiber. It cannot handle any sort of dyes. So you cannot color this wig. You cannot change the color. You can't darken it. You can't lighten it. the color you ordered is the color it's gonna stay in forever. But some people find that a pro, honestly. Some people find that a benefit because a synthetic wig is not gonna oxidize like your human hair wigs would. So we kind of touched a little bit on that earlier, that especially if you have a blonde human hair wig, it's gonna need its color touched up from time to time just because it's totally normal and natural for hair to oxidize over time. That means the sun is kind of damaging it and it's changing the color that it originally was. So anyways, so whether you pick a human hair wig like this one that's a little more expensive, or you pick a synthetic wig, there's really no right or wrong answer. It's all gonna be personal preference of what's gonna work best for you. Like I said, there's so many different wigs out there. There's a huge range in price, all the way from those $20 Amazon wigs up to more expensive wigs like this, up to a $10,000 wig like they have talked about on TikTok, which is just absolutely insane. But I hope this video was helpful for me. Let me know in the comments, are you more into the less expensive wigs, or do you like the more expensive wigs with more bells and whistles, more features? Let me know in the comments which one you like. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button so we can be friends, and turn on that little bell icon so you don't miss any videos. And I will see you next time. Okay, bye.